Okay, here we are. Now we're still talking about solving equations with variables on both sides, but now we're going to look at examples that have that not only have variables on both sides, but we have to do distribution with it. Okay, so let's check this out. All right, let's dive in and let's go. So we've got 3 times 5x and 3 times -8 that we're going to have to distribute over here, because you got to always deal with your parentheses first, because you got to think about this, right? PEMDAS. So you're always, that's the first thing is parentheses, right? So always deal with your parentheses first. In this case, it means dealing with them by multiplying, getting rid of them. Once we get rid of things, we can collect things and we can move things around and move from there. So 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times -8 is -24. Now, on this side, we have -2 times -1, basically. It's not there, so that's going to be +2, and then tack your x on there. And then -2 times +7 gives me -14 minus 12x. Okay, so what we're going to do is look and see if we have any collecting to do first. All right, so, with these, I always, my strategy is always, first of all, deal with the parentheses, all right, take care of those immediately, and then do any collecting like terms, right, on each side, and then the third step, you can start doing your rearranging, right, etc. to solve, right? But you got to do these first 2 steps to do that. I know lots of people that start moving things before they collect like terms, and it creates problems, right? It really creates problems. If you do it faithfully and correctly, it will work, but it creates problems. So just don't make any more problems for yourself if you don't need to. Okay, so let's collect like terms. So this side's good. You're never going to have more than 2 terms, right? You're always going to have a variable term and a constant, or one of them, right? Or 0, which is a constant in that case. All right, so this side I have 2x and I have -12x. So that gives me -10x, so you have more than negative, minus 14. All right, and then if you watched my last video, I said I'd like to move things over to the side where there is more of the variable. Well, there's 15 of the variable here, and there's -10. So 15's definitely our side. So we're going to move this guy over here. Okay, so let's do that, and we're going to do that by doing the opposite, which is adding 10x. I always show it on both sides, because then I can look at that and follow up with that. So you have 25x minus 24 equals -14. Now we are going to take this thing and move it over. Well, it's negative, right? So we are now going to add it. All right, that gives you +10. 24 minus 14, because 24 is positive. This is negative. Gives you 25x. Divide both sides by 25, and you get x is equal to 10/25, which is the same as, if you divide both by 5, you get 2/5. All right, so x equals 2/5. I could put this in and solve it. I'm not going to do that, but that's how these problems work, right? So there's my solution. I'm going to double check everything, make sure I did everything right. 15, -14, that looks good. Negative times negative is positive. Negative times that. So you got your negative. You got your minus 12x. Notice I did not multiply the -2 times the -12, because the -12 is not in the parentheses. This only acts on the things in the parentheses, and that's another mistake a lot of people make. And it's a tough mistake to make, because it really screws you up. Yeah, most of this looks okay. All right. So now pause the video and try this problem on your own, and follow this this order here. Right. Do your parentheses first, then collect your like terms on each side. And then start doing your rearranging and all of that. Okay? We'll see you in a minute. Okay, let's do distribution first. So we get -8x minus 20. our distribution here. So 2 times negative x is negative 2x. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18 minus 4x. And so we got an x and a constant, so that's good. We got 2x's over here, so we got to combine these. So that's going to give me negative 6x minus 18 equals negative 8x minus 20. All right, which side do I have more on? Well, I have more on this side, right? So I'm going to move my negative 8x over here. So it leaves me, by adding 8x, sorry, I should probably show that step. There we go. So that gives me negative 20 over here, and then 8 minus 6 is 2, and then 2x minus 18. Let's add 18 to both sides, right, because we are moving this thing over here. Okay, so this gives me 2x, cancels out here, and then negative 20 and positive 18 gives me negative 2. We divide both sides by positive 2 because that's the coefficient. Right? You always divide by the coefficient, and then you get x is equal to negative 1. Right? And this one's a little easier to put in. If I put negative 1 in here, you get 3 inside here because 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, plus 5 is 3. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, so I get negative 12 on this side. You have a double negative here, negative, negative 1, so that makes it 1. Minus 9 is negative 8 times 2, so you get negative 16. And then this would become plus 4, because negative 4 times negative 1 is plus 4. And then negative 16 plus 4 is negative 12. So we checked it. It works. We're happy people. Okay, one more video coming, and that's going to deal with kind of special solutions that you get that are frustrating when you first get them, but when you realize that they're kind of part of the deal. Okay, so we will see you soon.